Hey all. The moon is in Aquarius. The Emperor is our first card out. This session will be our lunar pool for November 3rd. I almost said October 3rd, so perhaps some of you want to think about what you were doing a month ago versus what you're doing today. But I do hope everyone is making the most of this energy, the moon in Aquarius, during, of course, Scorpio season 2019. The Five of Shells, Five of Water also surfaces for us here. This reading is, of course, daily and for the collective, so for any and all signs. We are using the SpirtSong Tarot deck by Paulina Cassidy today. So if you are interested in these images in this deck, just check out the description box down below where you can find more information on this deck and all of the decks that I use in Lunartics Tarot readings. The Eight of Feathers, the Eight of Air. It is reversed though. This is in the recent past for us. So a lot of you have recently been overcoming self-limiting beliefs. And so moving into this current Emperor energy that we see. I see 2 8s in this spread already. And the Chariot is on the bottom of the deck, so Cancerian energy possibly coming through. I would never get too hung up on the signs, as I always say. It's great when they confirm things for us, but we can all show up as different energies at different times, depending on what is highlighted at a certain time in our chart, since all of the zodiac energies are in all of our charts somewhere. The other 8 that I see, though, other than the 8 of Air reversed, which, as I said, I think... Well, the other 8 that I see is the 8 of Fire. This is your advice. This is in your advice position. The 8 of Acorns in this deck. Where you put your energy is where you see your results. But the 2 8s are making me think, you're on your way to prosperity. And I do think it's very much a result of what's happened here in the recent past. So you've overcome these self-limiting beliefs, overcome maybe a victim mentality type of point of view for some people, got tired of being upset at your circumstances and what people or your circumstances were doing to you. And so just decided to take ownership of making the best of your situations, doing what you can with the cards that you're dealt, doing what you can with what you're given, seeing the message, the lesson in whatever circumstances you find yourself in, asking the question, how could I have prevented this, or how did I manifest this? Why did I manifest this? What am I trying to show myself? That type of thing. I think that's why you're headed toward prosperity. Those overcoming those self-limiting beliefs, maybe overcoming telling yourself what you can and cannot do, setting limits for yourself unnecessarily. And then, as I said, moving into this Emperor energy, so becoming more of an authority figure in your own life, maybe specifically your home, your work, or some specific relationship. Some of you are inviting a divine masculine energy into your life, your equation, so to speak, that's external to you. Some of you, but a lot of you, it's you embodying that this divine masculine energy, being feeling more in charge, feeling more in control, taking responsibility for the decisions you're making about your life, again, maybe specifically in regards to love or work. And there's proof of this prosperity too in the near future. It's not just the multiple 8s in the spread, but also there's the 10 of Crystals, the 10 of Earth showing up here in the near future. This would be the 10 of Pentacles in a more traditional tarot deck. So that to me speaks of money earned because of utilizing skills that you have put the time into learning. Stability and attainment are noted here. But what is required to reach this here in the near future is to deal with this 5 of water or 5 of shells in this deck energy first, which is crossing that Emperor. You are more in control. You are making more of the decisions and or taking responsibility for more of what's happening in your life, right? But there is a loss that's happening at the same time. There's, you know, you're stepping into that energy, or there's an energy that's like that you're inviting in, and there's a loss that is sort of a consequence of that. But in this deck in particular, hope and readjustment are noted here on this version of the 5 of water, the 5 of shells. So in order for you to maintain focus, to maintain your stability, the 2 keywords noted here on the Emperor, or in order to invite in an energy again like this into your life for some of you, I sense that for more it's you embodying this energy, but in order to maintain that focus, that stability, some other things have to exit the picture. So there's this loss of maybe a sense of self, a loss of an old version of yourself, or other people, or another person that exits here as a result of your divine masculine energy coming in. Maybe for a few that is an old divine masculine, or an old masculine leaving and a new divine masculine counterpart coming in, but that would be very specific. For a lot, it's that certain people won't jive with this more in control, stable, focused, sort of boss authority version of you, or there's just a version of you that can't come along, that's not as responsible, or that victim that you've sort of overcome, that maybe pessimist that you've sort of overcome within you, that you've gotten to know and love and care for, love unconditionally for a lot of you. But you are moving forward and can allow nothing to stop you from this point forward. Your goal is one that will be met no matter what else tries to distract you on this path, even if it is you, your old tendencies, habits, patterns, behaviors, missing this old version of yourself. You see very, very clearly where you're headed, what your ultimate destination is here at this time, and you know it requires discipline and determination that are noted here in this version of the Chariot. But also what I was going to say is, you know what it's worth. You know where you're headed, and you know what it's worth. It is worth that discipline. It is worth that determination. And letting go of whomever has to be let go of in order for you to get there at this point. Again, because it's not, you know, it's not about choosing your career or something over people that you care about. It's more, like I said, about you stepping into this more powerful, in charge energy, and certain people in your life not jiving with that, not vibing with that, not wanting to be around it. Or again, old ways of yours not being able to keep up with this new life. Keep in mind, as I said, that where you put your energy is where you see your results, because again, that is your advice card. But also, this is fast movement, a lot of communication, fast, intense, passionate movement and communication a lot of times. Speaking and acting very quickly. So it sort of contradicts the fact that I see that a lot of you are going through a period of hope and readjustment, or have someone around you that you're trying to help through a period of readjustment, trying to help to find hope during a period of readjustment. But it's sort of what you're advised to do contradicts that energy, that slow healing, readjusting type of energy. we see that contradicted here, where you're advised toward this fast movement and expedited progress. So do keep in mind that the cards are saying that here in the near future you've got the stability and attainment coming in. This is examples of this is a new job, a raise, some sort of windfall, some sort of money coming in, or just as I said, earning based on utilizing skills that you've learned. Realizing or just really recognizing even the the stability that you are able to afford for yourself, for your home, maybe a family who fills the home with you, right? That's coming in the near future, and you're advised to expedite your progress. So it's sort of saying like you can bet on investing your energy and whatever you think you can expedite progress in order to earn more. If you're questioning whether or not you should put the time into it, yes, expedite the progress. You will see the rewards, the raise, so to speak, the leveling up in wealth, the security of wealth coming in as a result. And then ultimately in the more distant future, you have another crystals, another Earth Pentacles card, the Six of Crystals, an equal give and take. In this deck we see synergy and gratitude. It also often speaks of empathy, not only for others but for oneself. This is a result. This is all a result of you having shown courage and found solutions when you saw problems in your environment. And ultimately, I think for a lot of you, for most of you, if not all, coming to realize that the problems were just in your perspective, in your attitude, right? It's all a result of that. So you want to keep that in mind as you use this discipline and determination to forge your path forward, right? That that will come back around, right? That energy and enthusiasm and clarity about where you're going will keep you on your path, but there will still be these moments of seeing a problem and realizing it's just a matter of perspective in order to find the solution, or to see that yet again it is just your own attitude that needs adjusted, depending on. For a lot of you, we see a partner coming here with this synergy and gratitude. So inviting in energies around you who can remind you of the same thing that the cards are right now, right? Keeping those type of people around you, and finding some type of partnership that offers you that sort of synergy, right? And I think for a lot of you, this is in work, this is in business, but it can be personal relationships as well, sure. So I don't think we're going to draw a lot of clarifiers on this today. I could dig deeper and deeper into this, and I sort of want to, but we're almost at a 15-minute mark. So I think we will leave our lunar pool for November 3rd there today. Again, some of you may be wanting to ask what you were doing or remember what you were doing a month ago, what progress you've seen since then. 88 may hold an additional message for you, or just have particular significance to you around this time. As always, the messages really are for the time surrounding and following November 3rd, the time surrounding and following the moon in Aquarius, the Scorpio season again. So continue to make the most of the Aquarian energy in the air. I know we're all dealing with a Mercury retrograde. That's something else that your advice here almost sort of contradicts, right? Advised to make a lot of expedited progress and maybe a lot of fast, intense, passionate progress, or maybe that type of communication, when really those are the type of things that a lot of us end up retreating away from during Mercury retrograde, which we have for a few more weeks, and then a couple weeks of the post shadow period, right? So the whole month of November and maybe even moving into December, right? You could let me know the dates if you know. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but yeah, that advice almost contradicts that, right? Go ahead and communicate. Go ahead and make that progress. So push forward. I mean, you've got the Chariot upright and the Eight of Fire upright. And as always, you know, we a lot of us, I'm sure a lot of you know this better than I do, with Mercury retrograde. As always, that doesn't mean that you can't make that you can't travel, that you can't communicate, that you can't make progress and all of those things, but it just means to double check and triple check and prepare ahead of time for added complications and readjustments. That's definitely for a lot of us why this readjustment shows up. You're becoming more of a leader in your life or your work, being more of a boss and authority figure right at this time of readjustments. It's like you becoming a more of a leader is one of the readjustments that Mercury retrograde is making, going back and saying, wait, this person should be more in charge of maybe specific projects or in certain places of business, right? Maybe, but also maybe just in general, as a general energy, as the leader in your home, of your family, or just of your life, like we were saying. And it's just happening right at Mercury retrograde, which I know it's been a few days ago since it actually stationed retrograde. So we've all been used to this energy for a couple of weeks, right? But you're flourishing as that leader, right as we're getting into the thick of this energy, I guess. That's not even necessarily always how it is. Sometimes those shadow periods are really where it's the thickest. But in any case, so right during this retrograde, so you becoming more of a leader is like one of the readjustments, right? And there will be many others. And you are the type of leader for that time period, full of readjustments. And it's when you're sort of leveling up or coming out as that more powerful individual, revealing more of that power to those around you. So it's a very interesting time, but it's a very wealthy time. And again, you want to seek and look for and really show gratitude for those types of partnerships that emerge, that support that wealth, that maintain it through that equal give and take that the Six of Earth usually represents, that mutual empathy that the Six of Earth often speaks to, right? So good luck and enjoy, and I trust that you all will make very wise decisions for yourselves moving forward. I look forward to doing another lunar pool for us just as soon as I can, and I will have November 2019 readings up for us just as soon as I can as well.